It's Nolan. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everyone is doing well out there. In this particular video, we're going to be getting into former President Obama. He's got a slew of interviews that are out right now, but he has one particular interview in which he addresses the J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar comparison, the so-called battle that was ended prematurely and all of that type of stuff, the big three conversation, etc. And it looks like even Obama is team Kendrick. J. Cole, man, damage control is needed. The whole world is throwing J. Cole under the bus. Oh my God. Hey man, Dreamville, what is the plan? What y'all got, man? Something, y'all gotta have something up the sleeve, bro. Unless this was a premeditated promotional package that J. Cole was gonna get stomped out for the entire year. What do y'all have to restore the feeling? Good God. Now, as y'all know on my channel, I've definitely been trying my best to even out the playing field when it comes to the conversation between Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole, right? I've tried to let people know for the most part throughout their careers, they've been seen on pretty much equal planes, and people have been shooting me down, trying to hit me as much as they possibly can to discredit what I've been saying. And I find it very interesting that people are doing this because I've already told y'all so many times I am a much bigger Kendrick Lamar fan than J. Cole. But if you look at the way that their careers have turned out, J. Cole, number one, was one of the first supporters of Kendrick Lamar in the music industry. As a matter of fact, if you go back and look at J. Cole's Nardwuar interview, he's the one that put Dr. Dre or Dr. Dre's team up on Kendrick Lamar for him to get signed to Aftermath, even though J. Cole would have loved to have signed him himself to Dreamville, but Dreamville wasn't necessarily off the ground up and running at that time the way he would have liked, so he understood that he would be doing him a great disservice by trying to put him on paperwork at that time. From the time that they met, I believe at the Double XL photo shoot that Kendrick Lamar was not a part of, but he was just there in proximity, supporting J-Rock, I believe. They began to collaborate. They began to hang out. They started working on a project that never came out. They got really tight. J. Cole went on to produce records for Kendrick Lamar that were released as Lucy's and different stuff. Like, these guys were tight. They were very tight. Over the years, they went their separate ways, but then they did the Black Friday thing, you know, as they were on like a super high at their respective levels in their careers, where they rapped on each other's beats. Kendrick definitely bodied that motherfucking J. Cole beat harder than J. Cole did. All right, you know what I'm saying? That's time-stamped a moment in history. But for the most part, they've sold pretty similar amount of records. They've done pretty comparable tours. People try to say Kendrick sells out stadiums. J. Cole doesn't. But then when you look at the tour itinerary on their last couple tours, they performed in a lot of the same venues. It's just a lot of misinformation out there. And that's one thing that I like to try to clear up. And it's not about who I like more. It's not about who tugs at my heartstrings or who I feel is the better lyricist and all of that type of stuff. It's just when people put out misinformation, it needs to be corrected. Right? Kendrick and Cole were seen as the torch bearers, the light bearers of hip hop. And then there was Drake, who was the rapper that was upholding all of the pop records. He was upholding being the new Michael Jackson, as he would have proclaimed himself. I'm not saying he's Mike, but that's the way it's been. Now with 2024, with Kendrick coming out and just holding the yapper at anybody who dared to stand in his way, I think a lot of people gravitated to that energy. I think a lot of people have decided that he's the champ. And of course, when you win a championship, you get a whole slew of new fans that's going to go out and buy your jersey. They're going to show up to the games and they're going to hop on the bandwagon and they're going to ride. We've had this conversation multiple times. I'm not saying Obama is one of these people, by the way. I'm just talking about how the narrative has shifted around these artists. And I think a lot of it is because Kendrick stood 10 toes down. Cole had cold feet and decided that his relationship with both people, Drake and Kendrick Lamar, was more important to him than trying to go toe-to-toe in a war with either party. And I think a lot of people just looked at that as some form of cowardice and said, you know what? Fuck J. Cole. Get him out of here. Fuck how you feel. Fuck what your real life entails. Fuck the fact that you have a real life relationship with both of these people. We just want a battle. And then when the battle starts, niggas' personal lives start getting exposed. But y'all just want a battle. Everything else be damned, right? We've had this conversation numerous times. But now it's to the point where Kendrick is reigning supreme in every conversation. And J. Cole is getting little broed out here, man. It just is what it is. I can't change it. I can't save you, Cole. There's people out here trying to say I'm trying to do light skin justice on your behalf. That shit is crazy to me. I like both these niggas. Fuck it. But let's get into the conversation that Obama had. You know, he said he had both artists come up to the White House. He loves both. But Kendrick Lamar is just his nigga. You know what I'm saying? So let's get to it.
My next question, with everything that happened over this summer, with the Big Three conversation,
right?
Now that the smoke has settled a bit, do you think Kendrick Lamar is taking the #1 spot?
Kendrick is a friend of mine. I've been knowing him for a long time. He actually performed at the White House. I was the first, I think, I'm pretty confident in saying that not that many presidents were familiar with hip hop before I was president.
You definitely are the coolest.
And I do think that Kendrick has a unique status right now, not just because of this summer, but he's not just gifted. He's serious about the message he tries to. He digs into himself. He digs deep. You'd enjoy Kendrick because he's, when we get together, he wants to talk about fatherhood. He wants to talk about those are the questions he's talking about. He's got a couple of young kids and he's taking that very seriously.
I enjoy Kendrick, but not to be biased, but the greatest rapper of all time is from my city.
Yes,
I'm from Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Go ahead, man.
J. Cole.
I just talked to Jay last week.
The greatest of all time.
Jay is very high on the list. Now,
top two, not number two.
I will say that there's a guy named Jay-Z from closer to my generation.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
Come on, man.
He's a cool guy.
All right. We've been having a good conversation. Let's not, this is a lot, but look, this is a lot like the MJ versus the LeBron conversation.
Right. Jermaine Cole.
He is from your hometown. I respect you rolling with him.
It's not a bias.
No. Listen, Jay, I've had Jay at the White House. He's outstanding. J. Cole's outstanding.
That's right.
All right, so there's Obama declaring supremacy on Kendrick Lamar's behalf. He said J. Cole is outstanding. He's great. He enjoyed him at the White House as well. No problem with him. But as you can see, they are definitely on two different sides of the spectrum. Homeboy from Deep Cut, he says he's from Fayetteville. He's riding. He Team Dreamville, Team Cole. Obama says that's all well and good. But Kendrick is on another level. Now, what I find interesting about that conversation, he says Kendrick digs deep, cuts through the surface. He's about fatherhood. He's about manhood, all these different things. And I'm just like, since when is J. Cole not that person either? It's crazy, man. Like niggas, I don't know. Did I read too much into that? But it was like he gave J. Cole credit for being an artist, and gave Kendrick Lamar credit for being like an upstanding man. What the fuck does Obama know that we don't, man? And don't come in here and talk about J. Cole got illegitimate kids and shit, man. I hear that, but we ain't got no proof of that stuff, man. y'all be funny as fuck. But what the hell does Obama know that we don't, man? I know you got federal intelligence and all type of shit on your side. What is it that you know, sir? But unfortunately, it seems that this is a conversation that's going to keep going, at least for the foreseeable future. I mean, people threw all types of mud at J. Cole. They tried to say he was the enemy of TDE. TDE came out, goddamn Punch came out and said he good. Goddamn Absol said he good. They told y'all literally can't seem to comprehend rap lyrics. And niggas still got the nerve to tell me they don't know what they talking about. Craziness. Now they saying that Kendrick Lamar needs to come and poach Ari Lennox from J. Cole's Dreamville label and bring her over to motherfucking PG Lane. Who else is on PG Lane outside of Baby Keem? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Now, there is reports that they're saying that Baby Keem's little brother has music out. I don't know if he's a PG Lane artist, but that's very interesting as well. We're going to see how that pans out. I'm going to have to dive in and see what his music is sounding like. But it seems to me that y'all really just want Kendrick Lamar to be on like some sort of ultimate vindictive energy. Why would he go and poach Ari Lennox from Dreamville? Like, when have we seen some shit like that? That's a hate move. I think some of y'all are really convinced that Kendrick Lamar hates J. Cole. And we haven't seen anything that would actually uphold that theory. As a matter of fact, the biggest song in the country, the biggest rap song of the year, Kendrick Lamar explicitly says, "You did Cole foul." Now, if he really didn't like J. Cole or didn't fuck with him or had all of a sudden had some sort of change of heart, hate towards him, I don't think he would have said, "You did him foul" in the song, even after J. Cole dissed him. And J. Cole got on stage and was apologetic and said, "Hey, bro, I took a shot, slapped me back. It's all good. It's all for the love of the game, baby. Do what you do. I'm with it." So now y'all want this nigga to come steal his artist? That's weird energy, man. And I'm sorry. Like, I know some people gonna be like, "J Nolan, you caping, da-da-da-da-da." Man, you can say that shit till the fucking kingdom come. I'm just not with the weird shit, man. I'm just not with the extra narratives that have no sort of foundation. It's wishful thinking. It's really toxic behavior. And I'm just not with that shit. And y'all can co-sign all the weirdness you want, all the funny business. But I think a lot of people are going to be feeling real interesting if 2025 comes, Kendrick ain't got no shots aimed at Cole, and at some point they decide to re-link up, pop out at one another's show, or do anything together at some point, because I think that day will come. What y'all gonna do then? Be mad at Kendrick? Y'all gonna say, "Oh, he disappointed me. Let me take off my memorabilia. Fuck this nigga too." That shit ain't cool, man. So what I would say to anyone out there is enjoy the show. We got Future and Drake linking back up, burying the hatchet, possibly gonna make more music, allegedly, according to Elliot Wilson. So don't get too invested in none of these niggas. That's what I say. Enjoy the music, enjoy the entertainment, identify with the lyrics, because the lyrics, come from a real place. But beyond that, we cannot dictate what none of these men do, what happens with the rest of their career, or anything else of the like. Enjoy the show, okay? Let me know what y'all think down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider. I will catch y'all on the next one. But J. Cole, you're going to have to do something. You have to do something extremely, as Obama said, outstanding to get yourself back in the good graces of the people, because they want you served on a motherfucking lunch tray, brother. I'm trying to fight for you, but I can't fight for you harder than you fight for yourself, all right? And that's coming from a nigga who ain't one of your biggest fans. Much love and respect to you, though. Peace.
Yeah, king of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rag. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef on computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. But drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they died of me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but you run no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.